How we doing? I tell you what.
Where's your rhinestones on your shoes? Hold up.
No, no.
So,
Notice to the public, if you wish to address the council, please complete the public wishing to address the council form located on either end of the counter and give it either to the council clerk or the chairman prior to the beginning of the meeting. All comments must be addressed to the council as a whole. Addressing individual council members or staff is not allowed. Speakers should be courteous in their choice of words, and actions and comments shall be limited to the issues and cannot involve the individuals or staff's related matters. All cell phones and electronic devices used for communication should be silenced for the duration of the meeting. And we would like to start the Terrebonne Parish Consolidated Government Council meeting Wednesday, March 12, 2025. Time is 6 p.m. I will do the invocation and the pledge. Heavenly Father, it's truly a blessing to be found alive. I would ask, oh God, that you take your Holy Spirit and prick each heart here, oh God. Ask them if this was the last moment that we would be together. Asking you, oh God, to let that Holy Spirit get within us, oh God, to understand the value of life and those things that incorporate a good life. We ask, oh God, that this meeting be led by the Holy Spirit with wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, that the affairs of this parish, oh God, may be taken care of with the wisdom and knowledge and understanding, with the compassion for all the citizens of this parish, oh God. And may God bless America, and may God bless the state, and may God bless Terrebonne Parish. In my darling son Jesus' name, amen. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Ms. Alicia, could we have a roll call, please?
Yes, sir. Mr. Harding, Mr. Voisin, Mr. Amity, Mr. Champagne, Mr. Hamner, Mr. Babin, Ms. Chauvin, Mr. Trusclair, Mr. Pleasure. Mr. Chairman, you have a quorum present.
Thank you very much, ma'am. Approved minutes of the regular council session held on February 12, 2025. Moved by Mr. Babin, second by Mr. Amity. Any discussion? Remember, vote your machine. Nine yeas, zero nays. We distributed the minutes from the February 2025. Approved accounts payable bills list for 228.25 and 310.25. Moved by Mr. Babin, second by Mr. Pleasure. Remember, vote your machine. Eight zero. Approved manual checklist.
Second.
Moved by Mr. Pleasure, second by Mr. Babin. Members, vote your machine. Eight yeas, zero nays. General business. Proclamation proclaiming March 29, 2025 as Twin Fest Louisiana Day in Terrebonne Parish. Mr. Brian Pleasure.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. City of Houma, Louisiana, Parish of Terrebonne proclamation. Whereas Terrebonne Parish Consolidated Government recognizes the extraordinary and unique bond shared by twins and multiples, as well as the joy, unity, and sense of belonging they bring to families and communities. And whereas multiple births account for approximately 3.3 of all live births in Louisiana, and twins specifically make up 98 of all multiple births, highlighting the significance of celebrating twins and multiples within our community. And whereas Twin Fest Louisiana is the first and only festival of its kind in the state of Louisiana, dedicated to celebrating twins, multiples, and the single birth individuals who love and support them, fostering inclusivity and community engagement. And whereas the second annual Twin Fest will take place on March 29, 2025 at the Houma Courthouse Square, providing a one-of-a-kind experience filled with entertainment, music, food, contests, and engaging activities that welcome participants of all ages. And whereas this festival is not only a celebration of twins and multiples, but also honors the love, support, and lifelong bonds shared with their siblings, parents, and extended family members, recognizing the role of family in shaping the lives of twins and multiples. And whereas this festival serves as a celebration while also supporting Cherish Times 2, a nonprofit organization dedicated to empowering vulnerable populations, particularly foster youth, through mentorship, transitional support, and community advocacy. And whereas Twin Fest Louisiana exemplifies the values of family, connection, and service, attracting attendees from across Louisiana to participate in an event that uplifts and empowers the community while promoting Terrebonne Parish as a place for inclusive and family-friendly celebrations. Now therefore be it resolved by the Terrebonne Parish Council on behalf of the Parish President and the entire Terrebonne Parish Consolidated Government that the day of March 29, 2025 be hereby proclaimed as Twin Fest Louisiana Day in Terrebonne Parish, and that all residents and visitors be encouraged to participate in this day of unity, inclusivity, and celebration, presented this 12th day of March 2025, signed by our Parish President, Mr. Jason Bazeron, Council Chairman, Mr. Carl Harding, and endorsed by this entire Terrebonne Parish Council.
Someone here to receive it?
Anybody here?
Ms. Christie?
Right. 3, 2, 1.
Do I have to announce my name? Okay, Christy Howard, 106 Wellington Drive. I'm just a part of the Twin Fest committee, and I just want to thank everyone for the recognition, and we just hope that all the Terrebonne Parish and surrounding areas come and enjoy a day full of fun, twins, and seeing double. That's it. Thank you.
Thank you. No more lights. Item B, proclaiming March 20, 2025 as Retired Teachers Day in Terrebonne Parish. Mr. Clyde Hamner. Light, please.
Chairman, I asked
Request.
Mr. Babin to read it for me since I'm one of the retirees that, if you don't mind,
Okay.
the proclamation being read for me.
Mr. Babin.
Thank you, Mr. Hammer. And as we said before, I sleep with a retired teacher every night, okay? City of Houma, Louisiana, Parish of Terrebonne proclamation. Whereas Louisiana's retired teachers have devoted their career to the education and training of tens of thousands of Louisiana youth. And whereas Louisiana retired teachers have provided job and social skill training for adults throughout the state. And whereas Louisiana's retired teachers have rendered valuable service in diverse leadership roles to their communities and institutions throughout their career and continue to render such services as retirees. And whereas Louisiana's retired teachers represent the profession which is given the basic responsibility of launching the careers of state and national leaders and for laying the foundation for the welfare of all members of our society. And whereas Louisiana's retired teachers have toiled ceaselessly to improve the quality of life in the state and nation, often in less than adequate circumstances and for less than adequate pay. Whereas Louisiana retired teachers represent a tremendous pool of experience and training which remains dedicated to the betterment of society everywhere, and whereas Louisiana retired teachers represent a loyal, patriotic, and concerned citizenry which provides dedicated and dependable support to the leaders in our communities and nation. Now, therefore, be it resolved by the Terrebonne Parish Council on behalf of Parish President Jason W. Bergeron and the entire Terrebonne Consolidated Government that March 20th, 2025 be hereby proclaimed Retired Teachers Day in Terrebonne Parish, and that all retired teachers know their impact on the citizens of this great parish, and that they know that the impact of the citizens of this great parish. Presented this 12th day of March 2025, signed by Parish President Jason Bergeron, Council Chairman Carl Harding, and endorsed by the entire Parish Council. We have somebody here. There we go.
Mr. Hammer.
Clyde?
Okay.
Clyde, you want to?
Yeah, we got Joan Ellen Grow, and a retired teacher, and her husband Riley Grow, who's an associate member of Terrebonne Retired Teachers Association, and Rocky Bush is here, and Alma Dark. Anybody else? Oh, and me.
Yeah.
All right. 3, 2, 1.
Thank you. Good afternoon. My name is Alma Dark. I am part of the RTA, the Retired Teachers Education Association, one of the two groups in Terrebonne Parish, and we appreciate and thank you for this recognition there. We represent a group of tireless workers who toiled in the classrooms, enjoyed every moment of it. Sort of glad they were out, mind you, but we put in a lot of time there and a lot of dedication for the parish of Terrebonne, just as you guys do there. So we thank you too for your service. Thank you.
I'm Rocky Bush. I'm the Vice President of the Retired Teachers Association here in Terrebonne. And on behalf of the membership, I want to thank you for the proclamation. It's very nice, honoring what we have done in our careers. And I know you don't want to get Clyde started because you won't be able to get him stopped, all right? But we went to the parish council, the school board meeting last night, and he talked forever. So just thank you.
Mr. Amity, before Clyde.
Well, if Clyde's going to talk on that, I have a separate thing to do.
Okay,
so
then, all right.
Let him
Go
go
ahead,
first.
Clyde.
Am I on?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a challenge, Mr. Bush. I'll cut it short tonight. I just wanted to point out that the retirees here in Terrebonne Parish are one of the most active groups across the state. It's through their power and their influence that we get a lot of legislation passed in Baton Rouge and in Washington, D.C. In fact, both the groups here in Terrebonne Parish were very instrumental in the repeal of WEP and GPO. And I point all that out because, we spend 30 or 40 years in the classroom, and we continue on with our lives doing community service, working for to better the community. And we enjoy doing what we do, both during our career and after the career is over with, and we start a new phase of our lives.
Any more lights? Thank you. Mr. Amity.
Yes, Mr. Chairman, I just saw that Terrebonne Parish's favorite twins just walked in the door. So I'd like to make a motion to revisit item A and give them an opportunity to come up and tell us a little bit about what's happening at Twin Fest this year.
Motion by Mr. Amity, second by Mr. Pleasure. Any discussion? Members, vote your machine. Motion passes 8-0.
Oh, we passed? Okay. Thank you. I'm Cherry Wilmore, 207 Audemars Street, Homer, Louisiana. So we do apologize for our tardiness. Y'all changed the exit, the entrances on us, and we were discombobulated. And y'all know I run close to time. But to the council, we wanted to say thank you for this proclamation, lady and gentlemen. And we also, to the parish, we really do appreciate it. It's our second year. And to Humana Healthy Horizon, who is the presenting sponsor of Twin Fest this year, we want to thank them. I know many people see Cherry and Sherry, but we are maybe the faces, but we don't do all the work. We have a tremendous team behind us, and so to the Twin Fest committee and team, we really thank them. But so this year, I know we said in the proclamation that you may or may not know, but only 96.9% of births are single born, and only 3.1% of U.S. births are twins and multiples, and 98% of those births are twins. And 70% of those births are fraternal twins, leaving 30% of a 3% population to be identical twins, which we are. And no, we do not switch classes and take each other's tests. For all the teachers. We can't say that out loud if we did, because I don't think that would be a good thing. But this year we did add some things. We were supposed to have a 5K, the Double Trouble 5K, but as you know, the bridge is out and it will not be ready for Twin Fest. So the 5K portion of Twin Fest will be postponed. We're looking at a November, December date, because now I'm gonna actually have to do it. And so with that being said, we are gonna move forward with the rest of the festival. As you came last year, we have live music. So we're gonna start off with the MLK Gospel Choir. We're gonna have Shamar Allen, who is a jazz artist from NOLA. We're gonna have Knock New, and then we're gonna end it with a second line, because we gotta close it out with a parade. We also will have our twin games, karaoke. So bring your twins, bring their friends, bring your twin families. We're gonna still have our twin contest. Switched it up a little bit this year, but we'll definitely have those things. One of the things that we are going to do, La Petite Theater is allowing us to do a foster care panel at 2 p.m. So if you have an opportunity, we would love for you to come to La Petite. Huh?
When do y'all open the door?
Oh, so to the La Petite Theater at 2 p.m. to because that is the backdrop, and the reason why we do Twin Fest is does support foster care. As you know, we have over 4,000 children in foster care, 486 foster children in Terrebonne Parish, another 186 foster children in Lafourche, and so those numbers are going to continue to grow as we continue to face drug and mental health epidemic. Thank you, twin sister. So, but with that being said, we're going to bring a highlight to that. We're going to kick it off with our 10 a.m. You know, we got to do everything in prayer, bring all glory to God, because that's who we are. But we are going to have a wonderful time.
It's a free event.
Free event, free admission, open to the public. So come out, bring your family, bring your friends, bring your lawn chairs, because we don't have that many chairs. So bring your own lawn chairs, stay for a little while. A long while. And we're going to have a good time, because we're not on the same day as Relay for Life this year.
Absolutely.
So y'all get to stay to 6. No reason to leave. Y'all hear me? All right, so that I think I talked more than enough.
Way more
than I was supposed to. But I'm y'all favorite, so y'all knew that when I got to this mic.
They don't like you like that.
Oh. But you don't need people like your whole life, just a little bit to do right by you. All right, any questions, any comments before we go sit down? And thank y'all for allowing us the time to speak, even though we were running late.
Yeah, I just want to thank you for all you do for the foster families and the foster kids, especially the ones near and dear to my heart. So
I know to make down the home. Y'all know that's why I used to stay
That's
at.
our introduction to
To Homer. We ain't like y'all then. You remember y'all? Well, for those people who do not know, we were split up when we came to Homer. So when we came to Homer, we were separated for a year. And so the McDonald home is where we were split up. And so for us, it is not a good experience, because it is the time in our life when we were separated. But our foster mom, who was a twin, And one of 3 sets of twins, she got both of us to come and live with us, and we stayed with her from 11 until we aged out the system until we was 18. So that is why, but it is a great place. It just separated y'all twins. They say we was bad. I don't know where they got that impression from. But yeah, so thank you,
Nonetheless.
Kevin. Thank you.
Nonetheless.
So we hope to see all of you guys on March 29th.
Mr.
At
Bannon.
10 a.m. Don't be late like us.
Mr.
They gonna
Bannon.
have trouble with the entrance.
Ladies, are y'all gonna be, I remember last year y'all were on WWL or WVUE. You were on one of the New Orleans
Yes.
stations
So
last year.
tomorrow, catch us on. We'll be on WDSU tomorrow
With
Okay.
the twins.
Travis and Fletcher.
Correct.
And then we'll also be on Great Day, Louisiana next week with Malik, who, if you do not know, he do Great Day, Louisiana, but he's a twin. And so we are working to
We'll be on Oliver Thomas
Thomas.
on Friday, the radio show in NOLA. And then on on Tuesday,
the 18th.
the 18th, we'll be on Sirius XM. We are on American Voices. If you ever listen to the podcast with
Bill Bradley,
Britt Bradley, they say he an NBA
former NBA player.
Hall of Famer. So we are going to be on American Voices at
30.
2:30 on Tuesday.
Good, that's why I wanted to say that, because I want y'all to get all that information
Yeah.
out, because last year I saw it on television and it was excellent.
Oh, thank you.
Twin.
Where have you been? Sorry. Did you say stereo, Jason? I heard you. Where your purple at? You know I was gonna be in the building. We paint the city purple for Twin Fest, or at least dress alike. You and Angela, y'all gonna dress alike? Okay.
Okay, get off the people mic.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Thank y'all. Y'all have a
All right. Thank you, Brian. Bye. Thank guys.
Brian, bring them twins.
Regular order. Motion by Mr. Pleasure. Second by Mr. Amity. You go back in the regular order. Members vote your machine. Eight yeas, 0 nays. Item 1C, a motion to rescind the condemnation order adopted on January 28, 2025 on the residential structure located at 5352 North Bayou Black Drive, owned by James Lewis and Ernestine Short Ross. Moved by Mr. Amity, second by Ms. Chauvin. Members vote your machine. 8 yeas, 0 nays. Item 2, public wishing to address the council. In accordance with Section 2-07E of the Terrebonne Parish Home Rule Charter, the public will be heard and can speak for 3 minutes on any matter related to the parish government without discussion or questions, and answers on non-agenda items. I have 3 speaker cards. Well, first, I have 2 speaker cards and 1 on the agenda. We have Mr. Michael Raymond wishes to address the council regarding no-wake zone enforcement.
Hi, my name's Michael Reno, and my address is 4154 Country Drive. And I would like to thank Jason and Noah. When they first started their term, the Attorney General said that the no-wake rule was not right. It couldn't be enforced because your wake and my wake are 2 different wakes. Within a month's time, these gentlemen got it changed to a 5-mile-an-hour zone. And I appreciate that. I really do. But we have problems. We have fishing boats, oyster boats, crab boats, shrimp boats, speed boats that are creating wakes that are destroying our bayous, especially Terrebonne Bayou. I cannot speak to other bayous because I don't know them. But if you look in your pictures, the edge of the road, the land drops off within 5 feet. That's a state road. And now they're going to probably have to do about 1.5 miles to 2 miles of rocks along those roads, not including it's a public safety issue. So it's a complex issue, the no wake. Wildlife and Fisheries does not enforce parish code. But if we can get Wildlife and Fisheries or the state of Louisiana to adopt our no wake zones, then we can get some help from Wildlife and Fisheries. I was disrespected by a water patrol officer for Terrebonne Parish, and that's why I'm here. One told me, call every time you see a boat. I'm at the camp just about every day fishing with my grandkids, just like you all. I'm down there cutting grass, just doing stuff. I have a lot of bayou frontage. I'm fortunate and blessed through the family. One says, hey, call every time. Well, then I start calling, get a hold of this deputy. Hey, we can't just look after your property. And so it was a discussion, that's all I can say. And I did pretty good on the discussion. But my neighbors have given up on Terrebonne Parish Water Patrol. Have given up. Why call? Nothing ever gets done. Okay? So when you disrespect me, that's when it comes out. So I did I asked them, I said, I need records of all the tickets you gave out. I asked in November, I asked to go back a whole year. The young lady called me, says, Mr. Reno, we can't do that because they don't track it in the computer. I said,
Motion to extend.
Motion by Mr. Pleasure, second by Mr. Babin. Members, vote your machine. Hold on, sir. Motion passes 9-0.
all
There
right.
you go.
So I asked, all right, go back just 3 months, 2 or 3 months, I can't remember. Well, they say, hey, listen, there's been no tickets given out. So I said, okay, well, I went and talked to him. And I said, hey, we have a problem, can you help? In the meantime, I called a few more times. You know, you can't just go there and say, hey, fix it, and it's gonna be fixed. You know, not like Jason in the 5-mile-an-hour zone. You know, you can't do it like that. So I waited 2 or 3 months, and I went back up there recently. I said, hey, how many tickets have you given out? None. None. They're destroying our bayous, land loss, boat loss, safety issue, all of this, and no tickets were given out by Tim Saulnier's Water Patrol. I talked to him yesterday. I think he's on board now. He called me right away. I guess once he knew I was coming up here to speak to you all. Now, I'm hoping that he gets his water patrol involved and start giving out tickets because they literally, when an oyster boat goes out, it's a flat boat, have a little wake. But when they're coming back in, they throw a wake about this big. And as you can see with the pictures, what they're doing to us. So how much is 1.5 miles or 2 miles of rocks alongside of the road gonna cost for a few people doing this to us? So I'm gonna try to keep it short. They're also speeding through water control structures. I went and talked to some bridge tenders along the Humboldt Canal, and they say this is a daily occurrence. Water Patrol can't find them. We don't see anything. We don't see anything. Well, I went down there, and when they did that and disrespected me, I went down there 3 different times, and I got 5 videos. I gave them the video. Now, the videos are no good. I can get the boat number, and I can get the video of the boat up on a step doing 5 miles an hour, but they can't give them a ticket because they don't know who the driver is. So that's where I need you all. We need to find the boat owner. And if you can, I don't know what's legal and what's not. You know, it's a complex issue, what we have here. But when our water control structures fail, that's a whole nother ballgame because they're speeding through there. So I'm asking for your help to help Terrebonne Parish and the residents before something bad happens. And other than that, I don't know what else to say. Y'all have any questions?
Mr. Babin.
I'm sorry. You know, I represent Grand Kai and by the Lodge, and Steve, you know, represents your particular area, and Kim in the Chauvin area. I don't like the 5-mile-an-hour speed limit. Why? Because a loaded boat at 5 miles an hour is going to throw a much bigger wake than a boat that's not loaded at that time. I think that no wake was the perfect thing before, because you can see a wake that you're creating. If you tell me 5 miles an hour and we're coming in with a loaded boat, we're pushing a lot of water. I'm in the seafood
That's
business
correct.
myself, okay?
That is correct.
So I personally do not think that the 5-mile-an-hour speed limit is a good thing. And that's what, but that came out the Attorney General's office, okay? That's not something that we could do here. But again, it's an arbitrary thing, because a flatboat at 5 miles an hour is not going to do anything, but that shrimp boat or that oyster boat will. And we have a big problem. And again, I personally will talk to the sheriff about, because I get a lot of calls on the no wakes. All of Baton Lodge is a no wake zone. Our problem too is, since the hurricanes have hit us, a lot of signs are not up, and we need to get them back up.
The signs are up in Bayou Terrebonne.
Okay, if they are in Bayou Terrebonne, that's great, okay?
I would like to see an idle speed,
I-
if possible, but I don't know, that's why I'm here.
Again, the Attorney General, when Jeff Landry was the Attorney General, he's the one that pushed for this. And again, I just don't think that a speed limit on the water is different for every boat.
You're
So
right.
I think
Definitely.
it's very difficult to control and to enforce. So my little take on it.
Well, having 0 tickets, I've been calling for 4 or 5 years now, and having 0 tickets and no tracking ability, I'm trying to be nice, so I'll just leave it at that. And other than that, if y'all don't have any questions, but if you can help me, I would greatly appreciate it.
I know that the signs are up in Chauvin
Chauvin,
also.
yeah.
So, but I don't have a problem meeting with the sheriff to discuss this, because I do have a lot of people that call in. We're probably one of the ones that I think I kept bugging Noah and Jason for the longest time to get the signs up in the area. And then, our director and all. So I'll make a call in and ask some questions and see what we can get done on this issue.
Yeah.
When you took these pictures,
It was today.
okay, where is this at?
Highway 55,
Yeah, that's what I
below
thought.
the Humble.
Highway 55, okay.
So what I've learned over time through different people is that they don't track it, because when you track it, you have to put a number on it, or a item number, as you would say, probably different vocabulary they use. But if you put everything under traffic, then you don't know how many people ran stop signs in Terrebonne Parish, or per se, different items. So how do we know if they're doing a good job? If they did 5 no-wake zones last year, well, hey, they should at least do 5 or maybe 6 no-wake zones the following year. You can't track it. And the lady in there has to go through every ticket hand by hand. And you're looking, I think they produce 10,000 tickets a year, maybe, if not more,
Okay.
is what I was told.
So we can ask for
Yes.
those things to see if they can do it a
Yes.
different way to track it and
And I
whatnot.
talked to Tim yesterday. He is going to devote some resources. But the fact is, no matter how you put it, there was 0 tickets given out.
Okay.
Any other questions?
That's it.
Mr. Bergeron.
Yeah, I just want to share that we are still in the process of replacing no wake signs, and we're working on getting an update on where we are on that, but I know we're working on that for a little while, so. Come on, let's go pick them up.
Mr. Trusclair.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Chair. Mike lives in my district, and Mike and I speak pretty regular, and I pretty much know all his concerns and have been addressing with the sheriff and their department. But I think we could probably look at putting just a letter of recommendation to the Attorney General's office from the council, would be a suggestion that I would do to go back to the no wake zones instead of having, speed limits and stuff. It doesn't make any sense, and I never was an advocate of that, because common sense tells you nobody has speedometers, or very few boats have speedometers in them, so they don't even know if they're doing what speeds they're doing. And, and like was explained earlier, the size of the boat is a direct correlation to the size of the waves they make, which is a direct correlation to the speed they're going. So 5 miles an hour for a Joe boat ain't nothing. 20 miles an hour in a Joe boat ain't nothing. But 5 miles an hour in a big offshore, in a offshore shrimp boat or an oyster boat loaded with oysters makes a lot of difference.
Yeah.
So that's just it. And like I said, I talked to Mike and, you know, I remember Bayou Terrebonne being, basically a narrow canal, you know, when I grew up down there. And, you know, back then I was in pretty good shape. I could swim across it, but now I got a hard time driving across it. So, but it's washed out. We've lost, you know, people have lost a lot of property. Thank you.
I've lost about probably 10 feet of land along the bayou on the opposite side with the hurricanes and stuff in the boat. But here's one other thing. I think it was 6 or 8 months ago, they had two boats collided in Bayou Terrebonne and the Humboldt Canal. One boat was coming around, the other boat was coming here. So, you know, it's a public safety thing. And, you know, I'm out on the water a lot and I see a lot of stuff. And hopefully we can get this done that way we know what we're doing, you know, as far as a no wake or 5 mile an hour zone. Whatever y'all come up with, I would greatly appreciate it. Okay? Thank you.
Thank you for coming. I have a speaker card from Mr. Raleigh J. Goss, Rowe, President of the Regional Military Museum. Discussion in reference to cooperation between the Veterans Board and the Regional Military Museum.
Raleigh Grove, 3742 Southbound Mandalay Road, Houma, Louisiana. I am the president of the Regional Military Museum Foundation. I thought I would bring some of the stuff that's going on for the best of this parish to the museum. We are having very good cooperation between the two boards now. The Veterans Board and the Foundation Board has signed an endeavor. I got my dictionary back there. Endeavored, and it's good for 7 years. So we finally got that done after 10 years. The board is also working very well together. We are in the process of getting bids to re-roof the old building, museum building. We're currently having problems with water leaks. This has been an ongoing thing, but we're finally getting something. Hopefully we're going to get bids this next Thursday. We are also looking to find contractors to build steps from the third, second floor to the first floor to beat the fire code. The fire marshal says we have to have an exit, a fire exit on this end, on that end. So that's in the process. The museum is operated by one paid employee and 69 volunteers. If it wouldn't be for the volunteers, we couldn't have a museum. The people of Terrebonne Parish, that's their museum. They should be proud. We've had people that come from all over the world in this true museum. Now the museum, we're gonna have this, let's see, the 22nd, this Saturday, 22nd, we're gonna honor the Vietnam veterans. Of course, we honor all veterans. All veterans are invited to come to the museum. Doors are gonna open at 10. We're gonna have a speaker at 11, and then we're gonna have hot dogs. So I'd like to invite y'all to come, and I'm pretty sure most of y'all have been in the museum. We have great things in there. And that's about it. Any questions? Thank y'all very much for letting me do.
Next card would be Mr. Woodrow J. Parker. He's here for the 13th Annual Awareness Program fundraiser. Mr. Parker, state your name and address, please.
Yes. Good evening, everyone,
Here comes
council, and public. My name is Woodrow Parker. I'm from 1308 2nd Street, Morgan City, Louisiana, 70380. I am representing Aqua Safety First Community Program, along with our board, as well as Chef KJ from Fat Boys Phillies, in partnership with Aqua Safety First Community Program. We would like to host a event that was approved by Rec 11 last night for the 13th Annual Water Safety and Awareness Program at Dumas Auditorium on June the 7th from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. Along with that, we're hosting 3 fundraisers in conjunction before that event on March the 29th, April the 5th, and May the 3rd. Those are all 3 fundraisers at Dumas Auditorium. The fundraisers will be in the rear of the auditorium on the basketball court, along with Fat Boy Philly's truck on the basketball court from about 11 a.m. till 5 p.m. Until the food runs out. Prices are from $8 to $15 per plate. We're asking the blessing of this council to host our event on June the 7th at Dumas Auditorium. Are there any questions? And a co-sponsorship as well.
Yeah, right. So what we have to do, I think Mr. Rob Lee might be the best person for him to actually talk to. Yeah, okay, yeah. And I think the logistics, what he's talking about, you might be a little confused because I was at the meeting last night. So when the gentleman comes back here, sir, he's going to get with you.
You want me?
No, the gentleman right here. Okay, I'm good. That completes our speaker cards. 6:30 public, 6:30 p.m. public hearing relative to A, an ordinance to amend the 2025 adopted operating budget and 2025 5-year capital outlay budget of Terrebonne Parish Consolidated Government for the following items. Bayou Country Sports Park, Dog Park, $150,000. LCLE, $21,700. Homo Police Department, $100. Louisiana Highway Safety Commission Grant Award, $101,250. OEP, Chiller Coil Replacement, $65,000. Homer Downtown Development Corporation, $60,000. First call public. Second call public. Third call public. Motion closed by Mr. Babin. Second by Mr. Pleasure. Members vote your machine. Motion passes 8-0. Motion adopted by Mr. Babin, second by Mr. Pleasure. Any discussion? Members vote your machine. Motion passes 7-0. Item 3, Committee reports. Budget and Finance Committee held on 3/10/25. Mr. Brian Pleasure.
Thanks, Mr. Chair. I make a motion that the council accept and ratify the minutes of the Budget and Finance Committee held on Monday, March 10th, 2025, and I have 3 public hearings. Number 1, consider the introduction of an ordinance to amend Article 4, Chapter 2 of the Terrebonne Parish Code, Section 2-74, C2, to rename the Customer Service Division to the Bill Paying and Licensing Division and call a public hearing on Wednesday, March 26, 2025 at 6:30 p.m. Number 2, consider the introduction of an ordinance declaring 2 vehicles from Utilities Department as surplus and authorizing said items to be disposed of by any legally approved methods and call a public hearing on March 26, 2025 at 6:30 p.m. Number 3, consider the introduction of an ordinance to amend the 2025 adopted operating and the 2025 5-year capital outlay budget of Terrebonne Parish Consolidated Government for the following items and to provide for related matters. Item number 1, Williams Avenue, Shared Use Path, $357,153. Number 2, Homa Downtown Development, $51,796. Item number 3, Bisland Cemetery, $30,000. Item number 4, Hollywood Road Roundabout, $300,000. And call a public hearing on said matter on Wednesday, March 26, 2025 at 6:30 p.m.
Moved by Mr. Pleasure, second by Mr. Champagne. Any discussions? Members, vote your machine. Motion passes 8-0. 3A, Public Service Committee held on 3/10/25. Mr. Voisin.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I make a motion that the council accept and ratify minutes of the Public Service Committee held on Monday, March 10th, 2025, and have 1 public hearing. Consider the introduction of an ordinance to authorize the acquisition of property, sites, and/or servitudes for the replacement of the Gum Sewer Force Main. Project number 18-SCW-41, and call a public hearing on said matter on Wednesday, March 26, 2025 at 6:30 p.m.
Moved by Mr. Voisin, second by Mr. Trustclair. Any discussion? Members, vote your machine. Motion passes 8-0. Item number 4, streetlights, approved streetlights installation removal and application moved by Mr. Trustclair, second by Mr. Pleasure. Any discussion? Member, vote your machine. Eight zero, motion passes. Item 5, appointment to various boards, committees, and commissions. 5A, Parish President Jason W. Bergeron is requesting ratification of his recommendation of Mr. Gilbert Dardar in the Veterans Memorial District Board. A motion to appoint Mr. Dardar by Mr. Trustclair, second by Mr. Armady. Abbott? Babin? Oh, okay. Mr. Babin, correction. Any discussion? Members, vote your machine. 8-0, motion passes. Item 6, council member will request discussion of Councilman Steve Trustclair requests discussion regarding presentations of commendations to parade crews. Mr. Trustclair.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Chair. I'm going to start off by, I want to congratulate Councilman Pleasure for being selected as the Grand Marshal of the Crew of Titans this year in 2025. We're going the parade, the Titans parade followed the crew of Hyacintians on the Monday night rain-out ride day. So they, on the Monday night after Hyacinth, they follow Hyacintians through the parade route. Tuesday morning, I received a phone call from Mr. Brandon Pleasure, Councilman Pleasure's son. He asked me what the normal procedure for the parish presentation of the proclamations in the key to the city. I explained to him that normally the parish president or his designee, if he is not available, would do the presentation and normally a toast at the reviewing stand once the float gets there. In some clubs, it may be presented at their tableau or some other public event. Mr. Brandon then informed me that his father's proclamation was handed to him after the parade ended at the Civic Center by the truck driver of that float. He said that the driver took it from the back seat of the truck, handed it to him, saying that someone gave it to him at the mall staging area with instructions to give it to someone on the float. I can't think of any reasonable explanation as to why this would have happened in this manner. To my knowledge, it's never been done this way before. Now, speaking only for myself, I would like to offer my sincere apologies to the crew of Titans, and especially my colleague, Councilman Brian Pledger, for the total disrespect offered to them by the Terrebonne Parish Consolidated Government. Thank you.
Mr. Bergeron.
So you're gonna have to call the crew of Titans head person, because she's the person that told me to meet Brian Pledger at 5 o'clock at the float so I could do the presentation, because we move parades around because of weather. And with the weather and just trying to make things flow and all that other stuff, Tasha said, we're gonna get you to present this, because we had a meeting with all the crews anytime we had a weather event. So she instructed me to meet him at 5 o'clock at the float, of which I showed up and waited 15 minutes. There was a lady right there that was texting and calling Mr. Pledger with no response, and after 15 minutes, I had to go get in line to leave for the parade like we normally do. So if the crews are asking me to do something, that's what I normally do, and that's outside of my control. I was told to be there for 5 o'clock, and I was there. So I don't know what else to do and how we could do it differently, especially if the crews drive and manage this.
Mr. Trusclair?
Okay, look, I'll put up a discussion. I do know that I did speak to Mr. Pledger, and he said that he was never contacted by anybody. As far as getting it, I can't speak for him. I can only speak to as what he told me. So he would have to speak for himself as to what calls he got, what calls he didn't get. But I can only go by the information I was getting, and that's all I got. Thank you.
No more lights? Oh, Mr. Persian.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I sat here and I thought, should I say something? Should I not say something? Thank you, Mr. Trusclair, for your being noble and even bringing that up. But I want to share with the rest of my colleagues and the rest of the folks here, and also the viewing public. And let me put this disclaimer out there now. All right, because oftentimes we say we grandstand, we political theater and all this other stuff. My family's involved here, and I'm just gonna let y'all have it. And it is what it is. Jason Bergeron, I'm tired. I am tired, right? And the reason I'm telling you that is this specific incident is what is the straw that broke the camel's back. I've been trying with you from day one. You continue to disrespect me. You continue to tell me that I'm not smart enough to do my job. For one, it's documented. 2, I don't cooperate with you. 3, I don't listen. I am not your child. And I need you to understand that tonight. I'm tired of it. I have made repeated attempts to have meetings with you. You've canceled. Then I do meet with you and you tell me that I don't listen. But in that, my colleagues tell me quite often, hey, Brian, why don't you do it a different way? Why don't you be nicer? Why don't you extend the olive branch? I do that. But everybody tells me what to do, suggestive of what I should do to better our relationship. What about what it took for me to get to that point, like now? That's on you, not me. The next agenda item is a perfect example of that. You sit there and it's funny. If this was the United States Navy, you would not be smiling. I've been out for a while, so I'll let it go. I've had enough. And let me give you other examples. Maybe it's not the message, it's the messenger by way of me. You came to 2605 Isaac Street, which is the church where I grew up. And you sat there and you told all of those community leaders that you were for moving this parish forward. I'll give you a few examples. A few examples of what your definition of moving this parish forward means to my community because you don't like me or you have issue with me. One, you took the remaining funds for 3A. Two, profitable parks for Rec 11. No more. Stripped the funds from the African American Museum and cut the funds for a tutoring program. I know it means nothing to you, and a lot of people will say I'm grandstanding, but when you upset my family the way you did, you were in the parade. You waited 15 minutes. You're parish president. Hey, y'all wait, I got something to do. You could have designated that to somebody else. But again, I leave you with, is it me or you're a certain kind of person?
Mr. Badger.
So, do you feel better now? Because you seem to have a problem. You seem to have a problem confusing an olive branch and a switch. So, for whatever reason, I don't have a problem working with anybody else. And you had your chance to talk, so I'm going to talk now. So, okay. That's all I was really going to say anyway. But
Ms. Neal,
I do feel like I was just threatened, and that's all I'm going to say.
Ms. Neal, you have something? Okay.
I wanted to chime in just to tell the council that the discussion started to get a little off topic. I know that there is a personal rift between the parish president and the councilman, but when we start talking about history between the two, instead of staying on topic, we get into the realm of discussing things that are not on the agenda. I just wanted to bring that up.
Any more lights? Six B, Councilman Brian Pleasure requesting information regarding parish expenditures between $30,000 and $60,000 following the contracting and purchasing threshold increase adopted on March 13, 2024. Mr. Amity.
Mr. Chairman, I'm going to make a motion that we go out of order and go to 7A until the councilman returns so that he can have an opportunity to get his issue addressed.
Motion by Mr. Amity, second by Mr. Trusclair. Any discussion? Members, vote your machine. Votes 6-2. We will continue on and return to 6B. 7A vacancy, 7 vacancies in various boards, committees, and commissions. A, Recreation District Number 5 Board, 2 expiring terms on 2/28/25. Recreation District Number 10 Board, 1 expiring term on 4/23/25. 5 District Number 5 Board, 1 expiring term. 5 District Number 9 Board, 1 vacancy due to resignation. Coteau Fire Protection District Board, 1 expiring term. Downtown Development Corporation, 5 expiring terms, each representing the following entities: 2 representing the council, 1 representing the Chamber of Commerce, 1 representing the Historical Society, and 1 representing the Downtown Merchants. Terrebonne Parish Tree Board, 2 expiring terms, 1 vacancy due to resignation. Veterans Memorial District Board, 1 expiring term on 3/27/25, representing the American Legion, Post 380. Inventory Tax Advisory Commission, 3 local business representatives nominated by each of the following entities: Chamber of Commerce, TITA, and SCIA. Home Board of Zoning and Adjustments, 1 vacancy due to resignation. Board of Adjustments would be an alternate member. Item number 8, announcement, Parish President. Go ahead, sir.
Yes, sir. So, want to share a few events. We have, I understand the Cast Iron Cook-Off was moved from Saturday to Sunday now. So the Cast Iron Cook-Off will be going on downtown. I don't have the exact times, but it's usually midday. So it's an event for Rotary clubs. We have a lip sync battle competition that benefits Really for Life that I'm proud to have created and emceeing Saturday night at the Cypress Columns. Doors open at 6 with the event starting at 7 to help raise money for American Cancer Society and Really for Life. And then the following weekend, I know you talked about there the Veterans Board having something. We have the Boucherie that's gonna be going on, the Haven's going on. So the next couple weekends, there are a lot of things to do out in the public to support some great causes, and we appreciate everybody doing what they do to build our community. So, thank you.
Oh, no, that's the next one. Oh, that's the council.
Yeah, council members.
Okay, so, we had an Easter extravaganza that we did last year. We're gonna have it again this year, April 5th. April 12th, we're gonna have the Bayou Bash and East Homa cleanup. And in District 8, I am creating a nonprofit, and I'm seeking those wanting to serve on the board and work is the key word. And so that's what I have on mine. Thank you.
Any more? That's a lot of things that's going on in Terrebonne Parish, and hopefully, as we go further from the night, I think that we can get get along much better. And to have a point of order in this council and all the other meetings that we actually have from here on out, I think we have some business to take care of after this meeting. So, with that being said, motion adjourned by Mr. Babin, second by Ms. Chauvin, members vote your machine. 8-0, we are adjourned.